Bitcoins hits a multi-month low as Ethereum busted away the last couple of weeks in anticipation of the triple halving. Bitcoin and the crypto markets face a tiny tumble, as in less than 24 hours, the biggest news of the month will dictate everything for price. But why exactly are the markets moving like this? The truth is going to hurt. I'm your host, Skip and Dip, and with Moonboys Worldwide strapped in for what will be a wild 24 hours, what comes next? This is the channel. Usually like subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications. Services absolutely, completely time-sensitive alerts. Take advantage of absolutely massive, over $16,000 in trading bonuses below, or getting altcoins below. And additionally, with the link for BITGET, currently for a limited time, over 15% off trading fees, and a free $20 simply by signing up with the link below as well, for the first 200 signups beginning now. Without any further ado, let's jump on in. The countdown has begun, as in less than 24 hours, we'll be getting the CPI readout for the month of July, which many people are anticipating that this will be one of the very first drawdowns kind of in the readout, meaning a number flashing maybe as we expect or a little lower than we expect, which would absolutely pump the markets. Keep in mind, these markets are completely dumped on. So if we get a reading that's higher than people expect, yes, most likely that will bring the markets down. But how far down? In my opinion, I think the downside is limited, whereas the upside is much more unlimited. It's still limited, of course, obviously, but I just think there's so much more potential to the upside. The last 10 months have been straight dumpage. So if we get bad news tomorrow, yeah, the price will probably go down. But I think many people would take that time to accumulate and enter into more long positions, because really at this point it is a race against the clock of when are we going to start to see these numbers start to not look as bad and indicate that inflation might be coming to an end and slowing down. Okay, so that's, in one way, that's a very positive way to look at it, because it's also objectively true. Think about it. We were at $69,000, nice, about 10 months ago. Now we're like at $20,000. So that's very bearish. That's absolute dumpage, right? We even touched in the $17,000 range. Long-term holders got completely obliterated. We saw we saw so much, right? We saw so many altcoins evaporate. We saw funds start to collapse in different lending platforms absolutely explode over the last few months. So yes, it has been a dumpy ride for sure. So basically, all we need is the slightest glimmer of hope, and that could come in tomorrow's CPI readout. And if it does, markets will move to the upside, in my opinion. But again, I think there's two reasons I believe that the market is dumping today. One being just trading, right? When we saw a lot of people get very bearish, we saw shorts get liquidated, and a lot of people are starting to maybe shift a little bullish in anticipation of this readout tomorrow, and we saw longs get liquidated. So really nothing different, just the back and forth of shorts and longs getting squeezed out, because that is what happens in a market. Okay, so that's pretty typical. That's number one. And number two, I think mainly is the uncertainty of what's going to happen tomorrow. Just like we've seen over the past few months, every time we get a readout, whether it's good or bad, the market reacts, and then even before that day even ends, the market kind of just it's often gone the other way that it went previous. For example, say we got a good readout and market pumped a little bit, and then by the end of the day it was kind of moving back down. Many times that's happened, and vice versa. When we had bad news, the market kind of dumped, and then we've seen it pump right back up, which is actually what we saw last month, I believe. So I think what's going to happen tomorrow is we're going to get a readout, and it will be positive or negative, but mainly the price action, I think, is being negatively affected right now because of the biggest reason that markets move, because of uncertainty. Right now we are uncertain, so markets are moving to the downside. We get bad news tomorrow, price will probably move down, and I think equal out over the next week. And if we get good news tomorrow, then I think it's going to start turning with the tide to where, yes, I do think markets might pump and then even out. But overall, I think that if we're getting truly good news about this, the market will start reversing course fundamentally. And that's just a very big thing that we have to wait for. But with that, Bitcoin dominance is at 6 month lows. Okay, it's lower than it was back in May. It's lower than it was back in April as well. Going all the way back, last time it was this low was January of this year. So is Bitcoin overdue for a move to the upside? Perhaps. However, I don't necessarily see that happening anytime soon, considering the biggest event for an altcoin in history is roughly about a month away, which is the Ethereum triple halving or the Ethereum merge. It is fundamentally the most lucrative, it's the most transformative and just overall, like, most technologically impressive thing that we've seen of any altcoin, basically. And it's the number one altcoin, Ethereum. So we've seen Ethereum completely dominate Bitcoin in terms of market cap. If we go to the ETH BTC chart, Ethereum is up. I mean, over the past even 2 months, Ethereum's up from 5% of a Bitcoin to 7.3%. So Ethereum has done really well against Bitcoin. And I don't think that that's going to change until we get the merge. And if it goes really well, then it might continue that way. A lot of people are talking about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin in terms of market cap. Right now, it's it's already halfway there. Will it happen? I don't know. Nobody knows. But just in the short term, I don't see Bitcoin dominance going up that much, considering Ethereum's current position here. But as well, nothing super crazy on the charts. We're still testing the 21-day moving average for Bitcoin. Ethereum as well. Ethereum has been leading, and I think that's more important to watch. We've been talking about that for months. As well, the entire crypto market cap still kind of just right on this long-term trend line. The DXY not doing anything impressive either. Today, honestly, I think is a waiting game. Today, I think is pretty unimportant because everything that the market will move on is going to be for tomorrow. So yeah, today I think it's mainly the reasons I already discussed of why the market is moving the way it is. See you in the channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn those ghost notifications. This is absolutely completely time-sensitive alerts. Take advantage of over 16,000 in free trading bonuses below when you deposit using any of the exchanges below. BitGet specifically for US traders, and as well, BitGet is having an additional promotion with my link here, where we have an additional limited time offer of trading fees being reduced and just a free $20 for the first 200 people that use the link starting now. And as well, we have our ADA stake pool, which is also partnered with Curb as well as Ape Society. So you'll be receiving ADA, Ape Society, and Curb when you delegate to our pool. Without any further ado, that's it for me.